Hey YouTube, how's it going? This is the video I was going to make to the woman whose email I had deleted, who very luckily still watched my videos and sent me another email to let me know she was still watching. Hello, I won't name you because I haven't asked you if it's okay to name you, and I won't talk about any of your stuff, because although I think it'd probably be okay to do that without naming you, I don't have the life, I lack the life experience to be able to even sort of be so presumptuous as to give you any kind of advice. Needless to say, I do sympathise with you, though. That must have been a really horrible time, and I hope that things are starting to sort of come together now. And I just, women, single mothers do have the capacity to, they just never stop amazing me. You know, what a woman on her own, looking a child or two in the face and realising that if she doesn't do it, no one will, can achieve, is sort of astounding. And I've learnt that from my mother. And don't forget to look for things to enjoy at the same time as sort of keeping your head down and trudging on. So it's easily done. I find this, like, as I'm getting older, a certain sort of cynicism is like descending on my life, where I don't take bad happenings. I don't get so dramatically upset about bad things anymore. Like the day-to-day sort of bad stuff. Because it's sort of, you realise as you get older and the more sort of life that passes, that it's inevitable, it's coming whether or not you fight it. And just to sort of go with the flow. I remember that everything passes. Weirdly though, it doesn't seem like good things sort of like routinely come around in cyclical form either. It's a strange thing where if you don't, I think if you don't put input into the positive parts of your life, you don't sort of reap any positive benefits from your life. Or, you know, I mean, things do happen. Sometimes, you know, I mean, you buy a lottery ticket every week. It's not, you haven't put anything positive into your life. In fact, you've wasted £1. But then one week you win the lottery and suddenly you're sort of reaping something without having to put very much in. But most good stuff, even simple things like sort of having a social life, going out with your friends and things, those things don't tend to come around unless you make them happen. I've sort of realised that. That's what all my recent videos have been about. Nothing's changed. I'm just as sort of excited about the notion of going off and doing all of the things on my bucket list as I ever was, but unfortunately I've got quite depressed recently because I've been stuck in British winter with seasonal affective disorder, getting up in the dark, having showers first thing in the morning in the freezing cold. Everyone in London's unfriendly and grumpy, and they get more so during the winter, and it could just be quite a depressing time. Seems to be a lot, you know, it's difficult to sort of ignore the poverty that's around this year for Christmas, which is, I think, even more noticeable than it used to be. So then you look at, I mean, the homeless guy that sits outside of the train station that I get the train home from work from, who's there every day and it's fucking freezing cold. You look at people like that and you do try to realise that you're so lucky, you're so blessed, and it's not about the day that you're setting off to trek through the Amazon rainforest. You know, it's not about waiting to live life until you hit that point, I think. Because this is all part of life. And nowadays, even when I get depressed, I sort of, like, I did recently actually, about a couple of weeks ago, I did sort of go through like a 3-hour suicidal period. But in general, I just sort of sit back and smile even when I feel really down. You know, like I try to mock myself a little bit, like I'm a really emo sort of, this is so typically 20-year-old of me, in my 20s of me, you know, like realised that I wanted to learn to play cello partly so that when I feel depressed I can have the image of myself sort of sitting around morosely playing cello to myself. And then realised what a hilariously sort of comical emo, how typically sort of being in your 20s that is. I love and hate people in equal measure. I look around at everyone and I'm sort of feeling like really alone, and like no one will look me in the eye because I'm on the underground, and no one will look at each other, and they all seem really insecure and really sort of unconfident. And then I just recently I found myself sort of smiling to myself, like I really actually want to stand up in a tube carriage and just say, you know, I just want you to know that everything's going to be okay. because it seems like everyone needs to hear it, and we're all plodding along sort of like cheerfully smiling at each other, but ultimately we're all being fucking exploited in the working class in the same way. We're all working for fucking shit money. 1 second, sorry. Hey, is there any chance you could call me back in 10 minutes? I'm in the middle of making a YouTube video. Thank you very much. Thank you. Bye. That's my boyfriend. That's not working out so well. It's weird because like he dumped. I don't know if you watched it, but he dumped me. We split up for about 4 months, and then he wanted to get back together with me. And he's been doing loads of really nice, sweet things and everything, and like really making an effort and eating a lot of shit as well, which is a really difficult thing, I think, particularly for a man to do. If all of my sort of 6 boyfriends since I was 14 have had anything in common, it's that they don't take criticism well and they don't like to eat shit. Whereas I think women are more able. I think we more commonly, maybe it's not a male-female thing, maybe it's a socialised thing, who knows? But I think we're more commonly able to distinguish sort of like, the person does love me, this is a single criticism, and I want to give the person I love what they want. And I think men have to make more of a conscious effort to do that. I think that men have more of a sense of entitlement to things, so that they don't feel guilty taking benefits from the relationship. Whereas I think women, even like sort of taking their basic benefits from relationships, women with low self-esteem can sometimes feel quite guilty. That maybe, you know, like about sort of asking him to cook you a meal once in a while, or asking him to help out with the housework or something, you sort of feel guilty, like you're not... you don't feel like you really actually deserve the help. I think men actually, even when they don't deserve it, like I've been out with some horrible, I've been out with some really lovely men that I still to this day love, but I've been out with some horrible arseholes as well. And I think that even arseholes, like especially arseholes, like they have no concept of what they take from other people around them, just because they have a sense of privilege. I've gone off topic. So I wanted to say to you, and I think actually if I wanted to give your name in the video, I wouldn't actually have been able to pronounce it. I would have made a guess at it. But I want to say to you, and at this point I would use your real name if I knew it, that you know what's even weirder than you sort of watching my videos, never talking to me, and yet feeling somehow like you had a friend through the hard times, is that I've never met you, and yet when you say that to me, and I've had no interaction with you, and I've never seen a video of yours, and I've never had anything from you apart from that email, and then the email you very kindly sent to make sure that I knew you were still around, and to let me know who you were. I've never even had any interaction with you at all, and yet I feel somehow comforted by your friendship, just from that one email. And I mean, like, I feel actually sort of significantly moved by your email, and that I feel like I'm less alone because you're watching my videos. Isn't that weird? All I want right now is just to sort of interact with other people, like, and no, more than that, because I don't just want to interact with other people. I don't just want my boyfriend, what he's going to do now is call up and have a sort of cheerful conversation about what's happened at work and everything. And I just don't want that. You know, the thing that's unappealing about him is that he's actually a really happy, undamaged person, and he doesn't need any sort of... he doesn't need a tender moment with another human being. You know, I don't think there's anything more powerful than in the moment where you sit down with the person you see on the tube platform who's looking like they're trying not to cry, and they've just obviously hit rock bottom and they can't even go on, and you sitting down with a person like that and saying, I get it, man, like life is hard, like life is from time to time a proper ball ache or worse, and I get it, and you know, I feel for you. Nothing more powerful than that. No moments in my life have been more profound than the moments where I've hit rock bottom, and where someone in the simplest, most basic way has reached out to me. Someone has reached out and put their hand on my knee, and I've just felt such comfort from such a small thing as a touch. During the very worst times, the smallest things become the most important. So, if you'll permit me to talk about myself for a little while, I won't go on for much longer because I've already made a 10-minute video. I'm still like really into the whole idea of going travelling and everything, and like all of the enthusiasm that you see in my last few videos for this sort of for adventuring and setting out into the world is definitely still around. And that's the plans. Nothing will move me from that plan now. Nothing will move me from going off and having an adventure and seeing what I can find. I want to see if I can find an intense human moment, and I want to see if I can find passion and love, and I want to see if I can find charity and goodwill, and I want to see if I can find a sense of gratitude for what I truly do have. And I want to truly understand what it is to live a life where you can't feed your children or where you can't get them clean drinking water. And I want to know what it sounds like when you stand on a mountain top in Nepal, what sounds you can hear, or what it smells like. So nothing will move me from that, but unfortunately the reality is that I owe my mum £1,000, I owe my bank 500, and I'm not going anywhere until I can pay off my mum, pay off my bank, save up some money, and I can't move out of home until I save up money, and it's quite uncomfortable living at home. This is like, I have to sit in the kitchen because my bedroom's too tiny to really sit down in or do anything in, so I never get to be on my own. This is a rare night where my mum's gone to a Christmas party and there's no one home for once. Thank God I can make a YouTube video and I can relax and exhale, because somehow even my family managed to make me feel so like just judged and socially anxious. I just feel really unhappy around my mum and sister because they're so happy and they're so together. And they're so, I almost want to say shallow, like they're almost quite shallow people that are satisfied with that sort of thing. And I don't mean that to sound really pretentious or like up my own arse at all, just, they're just happier than I am. So they just don't get me. I'd like to feel connected to someone. Hi Snappy, did you get my memo? You're a good cat. He's an old cat now. Old. Like you're on TV, Snappy. Not bothered. Cats are good, man. I wish that... Yeah, you're cute. Cats are really good. It's a shame that I can't really guarantee I'm going to be in one place for 16 to 18 years with a garden and being able to rent places where I can have pets. Because when I move out, I'm going to really miss my cats. I'm not really going to be able to have cats until I'm old. I don't know, I just feel like at this time of year I feel like it's what, like nostalgia is like remembering things but also having a good feeling. What's the word for like when you have, no, is it melancholy maybe? Like when you're sort of like happy, say excited about Christmas and everyone around you's around and they're singing Christmas carols and everything, but you've also just got a sort of sense of sadness, like a profoundness about things. I don't know what it's called when you feel both things simultaneously. I'm not sure melancholy is the word. Sorry, Snappy. Oh. Make up your mind, come on. Got a YouTube audience. Alright. Yeah, okay, so sorry, wow, I'm making total tripe, aren't I? I'm really sorry, I just really needed some company, and like, I could never really, the downside of like, kind of like, I like to think that you guys can all sort of meet up in my comments section and make friends with each other and stuff, but the sort of downside of being the person making the video is that you never really feel like you sort of got to spend time with people. Anyway, yeah, so I hope you're all well. Steppy, stop it. I hope you're all well, and you in particular, I hope you're well, and I'm really glad that you watch my videos. Thank you. Please keep watching my videos, and if you'd like to make a like a private video, make a video. Hell, I encourage everyone to make YouTube videos, but make a private video. Snappy, stop it. For me, or send me another email or something. We can be friends. That would be cool. And I have a lot of respect for you for what you've managed to survive through. Keep the faith. Good things come around. Remember to keep sowing seeds for good things, because it's easy to forget to do that when you're down, and then what started off as just a feeling that everything's crap, although, Snappy, stop it. What started off as just a feeling that everything's crap ends up being a reality that everything is crap, because you stop maintaining your life because you feel like shit. So remember to plan fun things to look forward to. And it's nice to see you all, YouTuber. It's nice to talk at you all, and if you'd like to talk to me, please do. I've got a long winter stretching ahead in front of me with very few friends and nothing else to do. So, have a good one, YouTube.